Hey guys, Ningen here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and today we're going to go over the INT Gohan Extreme Z battle and go through some team suggestions focusing on a couple of key units. So scroll down, this is very much the same standard as all the other ones. There are 30 stages overall. By completing the 30 stages you get all the medals you need to EZA Gohan. Then you get 5,200 small orbs, 4,000 medium, and 360 large. I think that's should give you enough to rainbow a unit. So if you didn't have Gohan and maybe you pull him from the ticket banner, by completing his EZA, I think you should pretty much be able to rainbow him. You also get 11 Grand Kais as well as 30 Dragon Stones. There's also a couple of Dragon Stones available from missions. So level 10 or higher beat a stage within 1 minute 40 seconds, level 20 or higher within 3 minutes, and then level 20 or higher with a character from the Majin Buu saga. So obviously that is the category that is weak against, well, he is weak to, should I say, is super effective against him. One thing to note is here, so up to stage 19, Gohan can still be sealed, so that will go over a couple of the units that we're going to cover. I don't think he can be stunned at all. He can be stunned in the first 4 stages. So stunning units not really effective. Sealing will be effective up to and including stage 19, but from 20 onwards is not going to work out for you. So there's a couple of units I wanted to cover. This is obviously the Majin Buu saga. It even mentions here on the wiki that this is the category that this event is weak to. We obviously don't have these new guys that just came out on JP. This is the free-to-play farmable Vegito from the Vegito event. Probably not going to work out making a team with him as the leader and a Vegito friend, just because the boost will be very low. Maybe for the first, like, 10 stages, maybe? So, these are obviously all the units. What you want to be looking out for, obviously, the free-to-play LR Saiyaman 1 and 2, because physical units are going to be key. So, you're looking at sort of these units here as the TURs, and then there's 1 or 2 here that are don't have a TUR form yet, like the Mighty Mask from the World Tournament and the physical support Gohan. He's a very good unit. I don't actually have him. He's one of the few that would be on some of my example teams if I actually had him. So there's a couple of units I wanted to cover specifically, and then I'll show you the couple of team builds that I've put together. So Super Vegito obviously is the leader of the Majin Buu saga category. You're probably going to, if you have him, you're going to bring him as your leader and as a friend. He's great because of the counter attacks as well as dealing some pretty decent damage, and he raises allies' attack, so if he goes first everyone else is going to hit a little bit harder. So he's obviously very good. Secondary, we have of course the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. If you don't have Vegito, this guy is the physical 120 super leader. So he is a great choice for making a super physical team. Obviously he is on the actual category, so he's going to get that little bit of a boost anyway. Very, very hard hitter. Not great defensively, but very hard hitting unit. Then we have of course, as I mentioned, the LR Saiyaman 1 and 2. They give key to all their allies, only super allies though, if you are going to mix the teams a little bit. They also give a defense boost, which is great. This part obviously not going to come into play as Gohan is not extreme. They can seal super attacks with their 12 key super, which as we mentioned is useful up to stage 20. And then if they get their 18 key super, they also raise allies attack for 2 turns. So even if they don't go first, your next rotation is going to get a buff as well. So that's actually pretty good. And they do have some decent links, especially with other like Gohan units as well. So then we have the physical seal tanks. As discussed, up to stage 20, this guy can seal. He has good links. He also hits very hard because of his 100% attack boost when performing a super attack. So he is a very, very good choice. And similarly, he's like the extreme version of him. There is the physical Butenks. He's basically the same. Gives himself attack 100%, seals super attacks. He also gives super class enemies defense minus 50%, which I guess is kind of useful. The only thing that's a bit annoying with him is his links. If you're going to run an extreme physical team, you're probably going to want to link him up with the full power Frieza, because there are very few extreme units at all that actually have over in a flash. So you obviously, if you want to bring him, you're going to want to be super attacking with him. And then of course we have the physical Kid Buu. He doesn't have an EZA on global yet, but he's a very good support unit. gives 50% attack and defense when HP is 80% or above, and of course he is in the category, so he will take a little bit less damage and deal a little bit more damage. So with that in mind, I'm just going to show you guys the couple of teams that I have put together. So this is the first one here. This is probably the one I will use to do the final stages. As you can see, it is an all super physical team made up of the Majin Buu category. There's no real reason why it's all super. It's just a lot of my super type units in this category have more orbs. That physical seal tanks is of course very good. Even after he stops being able to seal, he's going to hit very hard and link very well with everybody. Then of course I put together a team as an example without the Super Vegito. So I've chucked on a couple of different super physical units like the Bardock, who not only seals but gives a key and attack boost to everybody else on the team. And then I also thought it'd be interesting to try out this guy if you pulled him from any of the banners. His passive is of course that he takes reduced damage when guard is active, so against intelligence units. So he's going to be able to be a little bit defensive. He's of course not on the category, but he could probably come in useful. And then the final team, if you are lacking the super units, this is what an extreme physical team for this event would probably look like for me. Obviously Cooler as the leader, full power Frieza, I would link up with the Buu tanks for that over in a flash. Then we've got the physical Kid Buu for the support. And then I brought this new free-to-play Cell. He seals as well as providing 2 key to extreme allies. And then I have the Goku Black, who reduces attack as well as providing key to allies on the global version. Let me just check here. Gohan can have his attack lowered all the way up to stage 14, and then once you get to stage 15 he can't have his attack lowered. So that Goku Black would come in useful for lowering the attack up to that stage, and then he's pretty much just going to be there as a key battery. Now obviously these are just examples. You can sub in or out any units that you don't have for other extreme units. I'd say the top 4 here are the ones that you definitely want to bring if you have them, and then the bottom 2 you could essentially switch out for anyone else. The super team, again, Gotenks you kind of need as the leader, and he is in the category. And then you essentially want to put on as many super physical units as you have that are in the category. And then of course if you have Super Vegito, you just want to go all out with the category team. All of these units are on the category, and as you can see for me, a couple of them have full orb investment. So this team I would imagine should be able to crush way past level 30, and just like I normally do with the EZAs, I will try and see how far I can get. So stay tuned for the stream. As I mentioned, I think I mentioned it in the other video I recorded that I think is actually going up after this one, but I'm going to be streaming about an hour after the event goes live, because it is first thing in the morning for me over here. So I'll put a schedule up for that on the channel. Tune in and we will smash out those first 30 stages. I might even try out 1 or 2 of the ticket packs for the EZA summons that they do, because I still need 2 dupes for the INT Gohan and for Physical Cooler, who will both be on that banner. So yeah, we'll be checking that out. So stay tuned. Like I said, I'll schedule the stream on the channel, so when you look at the main page it'll tell you when it goes live in your time, so it gives you a much better idea. Feel free to join the Discord, the link is in the description. Obviously I post the links in there when I'm going to go live as well. And of course, subscribe, hit the bell button, all that good stuff to know exactly when I'm going to go live and whenever I post another video. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been The Masked Ningen. You can follow me on Twitter or Instagram at The Masked Ningen as well to stay up to date. Share your summons with me, all that good stuff. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.